Welcome everybody to my most ridiculous challenge I've ever attempted in Hearts of Iron 4. Today we're diving into one of the smallest nations in Europe, Luxembourg, and seeing if we can somehow survive World War II. Now, if you're thinking it's going to be an easy ride, yeah, think again. With almost no resources, we have no manpower, and we have every Axis power breathing down our neck. It's going to be a wild ride, to say it mildly. Hit that like button if you want to see Luxembourg survive or witness its swift and inevitable demise. Either way, it's probably going to be one heck of a journey. So let's go ahead and dive in. Here we are, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. Yeah, well, we have an alright leader. But besides that, we're not in the best shape, really. We've got 3 civilian factories and 1 military factory. Also, on top of it, we do have the standard focus tree. It's fine. It's actually a pretty powerful focus tree, honestly. But, yeah, we need to try to maximize this. Yeah, we have an okay leader, but we have no industry to speak of. And we're going to be surrounded on all sides by enemies of the Axis. And so if we have any chance at surviving as Luxembourg, we're going to need to make some changes. And first and foremost, we need to go into our standard focus tree. Yes, we have the standard non-aligned focus tree. It's fine. It's actually a pretty good focus tree, pretty powerful for minor factions. So we're going to make full use of this. And so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to start out with political efforts, grab some political power because we've got some politics that needs doing. Also, we only have 2 research slots, which is pretty awful. God, it's pretty awful. So we're going to go ahead and grab our wrenches and our girders and get ready to build something. As for what we can build in Luxembourg, we only have 1 province, and as you can tell, we've already maxed that out. We only have 4 build slots, so that's less than ideal. We could build some infrastructure, but we're going to get that through our focus tree, so let's not do that. I don't know if it's optimal, but now with Go to Dameron, I'm thinking that we're going to want to build an experimental facility in Luxembourg. And in order to support that, we're going to go ahead and build the land warfare facility. Okay, Germany's done the thing, remilitarized, yay. Okay, we've got political effort complete, which means we actually have some political power now. So we're going to go in here, and really the only way I can see us surviving this, we could try being a democracy, continuing that approach, but the problem is we have no manpower. We have really no manpower. We've got 295k in this province alone, and of that, a tiny portion of that we can recruit into the army. 4,000 guys and a gun isn't going to stop the Reich, so we're going to need to make some changes. I think what we're going to do is, and we could go and choose the fascist demagogue, but partner up with Germany, but no, we're not going to do that this run. We're going to instead go ahead and choose Sebastian here, our communist revolutionary. We want to start ticking up that communism support. Okay, we did recruit a division, but it's not anything to write home about. In fact, it's barely can be deployed our first division, but it can barely be called that. In fact, yeah, it's just basically like 5 guys and a plan. We have 2 with infantry, so yeah, not great. But currently that's all we can support. That's okay. We're going to be making some changes as soon as we change our government, so don't worry about that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and assign somebody to command them. Let's go ahead and pick this guy. He's an offense... Okay, we do have a little more political power, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up Pierre here as the silent workhorse, just try to maximize our political power gain. Okay, we have a little more political power again, so let's go ahead and assign a chief of the army. I'm thinking that for the time being, what's going to most serve us is probably Emil here, our army defense expert. So let's go ahead and assign him. Okay, well, so now we actually have another military factory. Currently, we only have 1 military factory for making guns. Great. We're going to assign our next military factory to making some towed artillery. Okay, we're currently at 31% for the Communist Party, so that's ticking up pretty quick, so we ought to be able to make a governmental change pretty soon. Now, we've got some more political power. Let's go ahead and hire an industrial concern. We've got a couple standard options, electronics, industrial company here as well, but instead we actually do have a named industrial concern. Yeah, I'm assuming this is French, and I do not speak French, but so I won't butcher this, but effectively, this steel mill industrial concern is going to give us plus 10 steel and, well, some other goodies there. We could certainly use that steel. Okay, well, we've had our election. Politics in Luxembourg have grown increasingly radicalized. Yeah, you could say that. So we've got a few options what we can do here to form a coalition government. We could work with the fascist, we could work with the communist, or we could say minority government, although weak, is preferable. Yeah, I'm thinking... Okay, well, we've had our election. Democratic Party's in the minorities, so they're looking to form a coalition government. So we could work with the fascists, we could work with the communist, or we could say a minority government is preferable. Clearly, we're going to go ahead and work with the communist. The election. With the election turning out in the Reichspartei's favor, the time has come to select the person most suitable to govern the nation. Okay, so we could pick Pierre for the Democratic Party, Joseph Beck for just, I guess, not a line. The Royals, the House of Nassau, and we could also say the people should protest such a clearly rigged election. So, yes, we're going to go ahead and choose that, and that reduces democracy support by 35%. Wow. Yeah, that's some crazy sauce. All right, let's go ahead and hold a national referendum. And with that, we have switched governments. We now are led by Charles Marx. He's the Marxist academic, and yeah, I don't like the flag. It's a terrible flag, but we do have the independent Luxembourg commune now. Look at that. We're tiny and red. I mean, blue, but, you know, red. Yeah, so there is an achievement with Charles that you can get by holding portions of Belgium and portions of Germany, and more specifically Trier. You can get the true successor. Okay, now that we are communists, let's go ahead and add a new spirit to the army. We're going to go over and we're going to hang a portrait of Karl Marx up. And this is going to give us free 500 weekly manpower, which is very nice for a tiny nation. We have 500 guys currently, so yeah, a free 500 dudes every month. A free 500 guys every week is going to really help out our army in a great way. Okay, but we have enough XP. We could make some changes to our division template. Yeah, this isn't super great, not optimal really in any way, but for a tiny ass nation, this is a heck of a lot better than we had. I've added some support artillery engineers on here and brought us up to 12 width instead of 2 width. Ideally, I'd like to get these guys up to 18 combat width. These will be excellent defensive units. But the little problem is, we have 3,000 manpower, and we're missing 22,000 men to join the army, but that's okay. We will get that sorted here soon enough with our free volunteers arriving from around the world. Okay, well, it is taking quite a bit of time with our tiny economy, but we have completed our land warfare facility in Luxembourg. So let's go ahead and recruit a scientist. We only have one scientist currently, but she's an artillery specialist, which is pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and choose her. And let's see. We don't currently have any breakthrough points just yet, but we will soon enough. And we'll start working towards what we're going to ultimately need, I believe, is our stronghold network. In the meantime, let's go over to Papa Stalin and see if he'd like to sign a non-aggression pact. He will, of course. We'll also ask for military access. Let's go ahead and pick up some towed anti-air research here. We're not going to have the economy to really ever build aircraft in any kind of numbers that we can deal with Germany. That's never going to happen. So the best we can do is build really good anti-air. Okay, Papa Stalin likes us well enough, so let's go ahead and join the Comintern. Okay, well, we finally got our research slot. That's fantastic. So we have 3 research slots now. Better than it was. Okay, now with our focus tree, basically we've completed our industries. So at this point, I'd like to go ahead and start working down the collectivist ethos here. We'll work through international focus, which these aren't all that interesting, nor is political correctness, frankly. But once we get all the way down to indoctrination, that's going to give us an extra 400 manpower per week, bringing that total free manpower up to 900 per week, which is really, really, really going to help us in the war. Okay, as we're lacking for build slots, let's go ahead and do region-wide industrial integration. It's going to give us another building slot, which, we absolutely need. Okay, finally, we have indoctrination, so yeah, we're going to get an extra 400 manpower per week. Now, we do have enough XP here. We can go ahead and pick a doctrine. Logically, it probably makes the most sense to work down Grand Battle Plan, but I really don't like Grand Battle Plan. I really don't like it at all. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and choose Superior Firepower and try to make most use of our artillery that we're going to be using. Now, I am going to pick up basic fortifications. I usually don't do this, but I think it's a must this tiny Luxembourg. If we lose our single province, we're dead. We're dead and we're out of this game. So we need to hold as much as possible. So we're going to be able to build more forts on our network, and also unlocks the stronghold network. So let's go ahead and grab that. I'm just continuing to recruit troops at a breakneck pace. As soon as we have enough manpower, we punch out another division. Nothing special about them, but they're 18 combat with, and they'll do reasonably well. I want to go ahead and also add some support anti-air on these guys, and they're going to do the Lord's work. So, yeah, the problem is we're lacking manpower, we're lacking towed anti-air, but, that's okay. We're not going to be going to war immediately anyway, so we've got time. We've got time. Not to worry. Okay, well, we finally have our first breakthrough point in land warfare, but we're not researching a ton of stuff. We only have 3 research slots, and we only have one of these facilities. We're not producing a heck of a lot of breakthrough points, as you might imagine. So it's going to take us a while to get to 2. Ultimately, we would like to go ahead and grab Stronghold Network. Alternatively, we could go ahead and grab some flamethrower tanks and see if we could build a few of those to put onto our divisions, but honestly, we just don't have the industry to support that, so we're going to wait until we can get Stronghold Network. Now, something I have neglected, it's probably behoove us to create a spy agency. We don't have many factories, and we're going to use them all to do this, but I think it's probably a good idea because if I know the Germans, they're going to try to sneak some sneaky spies in here and try to bring down our entrenchment. So we kind of want to avoid that if we can. So let's go ahead and pick up an agency. Okay, Germany's done the thing. Little Poland doesn't stand a chance. Yeah, the Germany post DLC is hyper strong, really hyper strong. So Germany's going to be doing the thing. They're going to come for Denmark. They're going to come for Norway, and then eventually they'll work their way through the Low Countries and into France. We do have a non-aggression pact with them because we're part of the Comintern, but the AI kind of goes off the rails after they take France. So at that point, really anything's possible, frankly. Okay, now we've got a branch here. Always go right on integrated support. Don't ever go disperse support. It's just not as good. Take my word for it. It's the better options to go right. I'm also going to go ahead and pick up ideological fanaticism. This is pretty cool. It's going to give us war support, which is great, but more importantly, it's going to give us plus 10% attack on core territory and defense on core territory, and we're going to be needing that. Yeah, we're going to be needing that a lot. I'm getting the rest of our troops trained up. It should be fine. With 12 divisions, we should be able to hold this tile probably with no problem at all. We've got 6 level 6 forts built up and max AA, so as well as some decent airfields. The Soviets are basing some equipment there, some planes, close air support, and fighters and stuff, so hopefully that will be good enough. Okay, so it's May of 40. I've seen the German AI post-DLCs do some pretty crazy stuff. So I would say anywhere between September of 40 and like May of 41, they're going to break the treaty and try to attack us. Well, that happened a lot quicker than I thought. It's July of 1940, and Germany's decided that they really, really, really want to be close to us, and decided the Duchy of Luxembourg is part of their territory. Yeah, that's going to be a problem for you guys, because I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to talk to Papa Stalin. And I'm going to say, Papa Stalin, help me. We've got good defense. I mean, we've got 928. I mean, they're not going to break that. They're just not going to break that. Now, we could try to beg for some Lend-Lease, but honestly, stockpiles are looking pretty healthy. We really don't need anything. We're basically self-sufficient. The Soviets have 60 strategic bombers here, which frankly, I was hoping for a little bit more. It's all green bubbles, though. They're not pushing through. The defense is going well. Yeah, so the Soviets are kind of starting to lose. They're losing the Baltics. I don't know what's happening. Apparently, Germany's just going ham. So, hopefully Papa Stalin starts to turn this thing around. We're doing just fine, though, however. This line is rock solid. They're not going to get through here. Okay, well, we can finally be able to start researching our stronghold networks. So, not that we honestly need it at this point, and I don't know, for that kind of time commitment, I don't know. I mean, we don't really need it. We're holding just fine. However, it would probably be good to secure our home province as we, begin to push out. Alternatively, I could go ahead and grab some super heavy howitzers, which would be pretty damn cool. We'll grab the stronghold network because we still, we've improved our economy, but our economy still sucks. We don't have any kind of economy to support building super heavy howitzers. Sad face, but that's okay. Okay, well, I'm designing my, quote, shock troops, my budget shock troops, and this is currently what I'm rocking with, what I will be rocking with. 25 combat width, certainly not optimal when it comes to motorized, but it will do in a pinch. It will do right now. I'm currently researching mechanized, so we can make these guys a lot better, but kind of entry level, this should probably do the job. Yeah, they are not attacking at all anymore, and this line is super thin. I'm wondering if maybe we can try to push out. My intention would be to try to push out into these provinces with fortifications. Now, I know I'm not going to push into the Maginot. That would be silly, but hear me out. If I can push into areas with fortifications, I can better hold those territories, against the inevitable onslaught of them counterattacking me. We're having reasonable success trying to push these Germans off this fortification. We'll see if we can do it ultimately. Okay, we've done it. We've pushed them off. We control Bitburg now, which is great. Yeah, and we do have a level 2 fort here, so we should be able to hold this territory. It gives us a little more flexibility. If we lose a tile, we can regain organization in another tile and not be destroyed. However, having said that, we really only control one tile, Luxembourg itself. If we lose Luxembourg, the game's over. Okay, we've almost taken this tile in Moselland. That'll be good for us. A little bit more defense of this river line here. Okay, and we do have 3 of our motorized divisions, so as they are. They're lacking a little bit of equipment, but it's okay. We'll fix those margins here soon enough. And just like that, we do have 3 provinces now. All of these provinces have fortifications built in them previously. So we're in a fairly defensible position. Germany's up to 1.5 million casualties in the Soviet war, and we've caused 227k of that. Not too bad, not too bad. And all the while, we have lost 11,000 dudes. So I would say our defense is going just fine. Our defense continues to be rock solid. They can't breach any of our barriers here. But the one thing I'm running into, the biggest limiting factor, as I said, Luxembourg, is constantly the manpower issue. All of a sudden, the German AI just woke up. We're getting a lot of divisions against our borders right now. And I'm a little bit more concerned. Now, we are holding pretty damn well. We've got good defensive stats, and our anti-air that we have on our divisions is doing well at piercing enemy divisions. So, yeah, that's something. They're losing a bunch of tanks that way. We're being attacked constantly on all sides by all of the Axis compadres. We've got Hungary here. We've got Germany, Italy, Romania. Yeah, it's just a who's who of crapheads. Yeah, I was worried about the Soviets, but it's October 41. It's over a year in the war already, and Germany still hasn't made it to Kyiv. Yeah, so I think they're not doing quite as well as I thought they were. Yeah, it's what you would expect. It's what would you expect. The war came a year early, so it's Germany's fault. We are getting hammered on all sides, but as you can see, our defense is rock solid. All they're doing is throwing manpower and equipment away. You can see that from the amber bars here on the Axis troops, they're getting pretty low on some of these as they can't reinforce, particularly Italy. Italy and Hungary can't really sustain these kind of losses. Germany, for the time being, is perfectly fine, but not these guys. Yeah, we've got 1,400 defense. Yeah, you guys are not getting through this defensive line. Denied. You shall not pass. They're really hitting us. They're doing everything they can to hit us from all sides. Germany is up to almost 5.5 million casualties on the Soviet side here, the Soviet war, and we've caused 1.3 million casualties on the German side. Finally, it only, taken forever, but we have our stronghold network. Excellent. Yeah, Papa Stalin is not looking too fresh. I don't know, the Germans are on the literal doorstep of Moscow, so this hasn't quite gone as I expected, but, it is what it is. Looks like the Russians are doing a bit of a, offensive now, so the Germans are getting pushed back on all sides here, heading back into Germany, and heading down to Italy to try to keep the Italians alive. Oh, Mussolini. You're having a bad day, my friend. Well, Italy's doing what Italy does best, and that's, lose the entire war for Germany. See ya, Benito, you humongous idiot. Okay, well, we've built our stronghold network in Luxembourg. Not that we really need it at this point, but it's nice to have. Germany was so close. They've almost taken Moscow, and they're approaching Stalingrad. So close. But, yeah, Italy kind of let them down again. And, yeah, this mess right here is just, well, a mess. Yeah. They're getting backdoored by the Allies, and there's nothing they can do. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to have to go up to all adult serve. This is painful. I hate it so much. Okay, we're making a little breakout here. I don't know. I think this is stupid, but, I guess if it's stupid and it works, then maybe it's not stupid, but let's see if we can get to the sea. Can we get to Brussels? Maybe. Pen in place. Get to Brussels. And we've made it to Brussels. Excellent. Well, maybe. We might be able to take this airfield. We can take this airfield. Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay. We've had a little bit of a breakout. It's stupid, but I love it nonetheless. So, all right. I want you to pen. We don't want to go anywhere. Pen. Pen. Okay, we've broken through. Break their backs. Oh, I think we might have... did we reach Ghent? We did reach Ghent. Oh, sweet Jesus. Look at that. Okay. We are extremely thin, but I think we can... If we can hold this quarter open, that would be great. Go ahead and redeploy our trucks. Okay. Now, if the Allies could just, bring some freaking troops over here, that'd be great. Okay, we've taken Nord-de-Calais. Well, we've taken the major city in Nord-de-Calais. So, yeah, this is certainly hurting them. It's interesting they haven't pushed out yet and really made a push for Luxembourg, but that's okay with me. Yeah, the Allies are also pushing through what was Yugoslavia here in the south, and the Russians are making an assertive push through here, through Army Group Center. Army Group North is gone basically. And the Germans, they're not looking too fresh here, so they still have almost 300 divisions, but they only have 1K manpower in the tank on service by requirement, so they're starting to fill the pinch, so to speak. So, Yeah, let's look. Germany has taken 10.9 million casualties in this war, on the Soviet side, that is, not including the war with the Allies. And of that, we've caused 2.6 million casualties on the German Reich as little independent Luxembourg commune. We've taken 57,000 casualties for 2.6 million casualties. Yeah, I'd say not too bad. Okay, great. So we've almost touched tips with the Allies here in France. Germany is almost gone. Let's go ahead and see if we can give them a little bit of assistance here. No, we don't want you to leave Dunkirk. That would be very bad. Okay, great. We have got a little bit of a pocket here. Okay, this is super dangerous as our line is incredibly thin, but if we can close this pocket, you know, we can focus on the east here and it won't be much of a problem. Yeah, so this is stupid, but I want to see if I can break through and try to cut this bit off here, make a little pocket and close the door. We're still actually holding our own relatively well, considering that this is German advanced medium armor. Yeah, we're not going to break this now. Well, actually, we might have. Oh, we broke it. We broke the tile. Yeah, and the Bulgaria's done the Bulgaria thing and had their little civil kerfuffle here. So I guess welcome to the cause, comrades. Okay, Rame is taken, so denied them another supply hub, and the only supply they still have is just kind of the regional supply from Paris they're getting. So it's taken a little bit longer than I would have hoped, but we're gonna crush them though, and a decent pocket along the way too. That's why we play Hoi for, right? For closing these glorious pockets and absolutely obliterating the enemy. That's what we are here for. Quality content. Okay, that's a decent pocket of German troops that we've encircled around Paris. I'll give them this. Last standing at Paris is, you know, it's something. Yeah, 12, about 15 divisions, including some medium armor. I'll take it. Okay, we are garrisoning territory now, which is killing us. So I don't have the XP to make any template changes to actually have a policing template. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and turn off garrisons for now. Okay, I'm adding medium flame tanks to our infantry. You know, hey, it's the end of the war. Might as well go just crazy. So we have them. Might as well add them. Yeah, Germany's not looking too fresh right now. Yeah, their entire army has been destroyed in the east. The Allies have secured the Balkans. We're taking back the Low Countries and pushing deep into the German Reich. Okay, well, if you were playing on Iron Man, you would have the achievement already, as we have Charles Marx, and we control Brussels and Trier, so you'd have the true successor achievement. The Reich is not long for this world. Not long at all. We showed the fascist invaders the door. Granted, we only have 3 of them, but 3 divisions, but they're doing what they need to do. Germany has sustained 12.3 million casualties just on the Soviet side of the war, and we've caused 2.7 million of that, looking pretty fresh at 15% war participation. So, not too bad. Germany is getting crushed from both sides, so this war won't be much longer. And just like that, we have peace. The German Reich is no more. Oh, a horrific peace still indeed. We have a Soviet occupation zone here in the east. In the west side, you have the Western Allies. You've got the British occupation zone, the Americans. And for some reason, America fought me for control of Hessen so they could create the Free State of Prussia for some reason. Not really sure what that's about, America. We were able to grab Mosellan here. There are a fair bit more factories and resources, so yeah, we're looking okay. And we also did take Flanders from Belgium, so yeah, take that. We actually have a port now. This is stupid. We're not connected in any way, but whatever. It's a stupid peace conference. I have 0 manpower left in the tank. As Luxembourg, we've used all of the men that live in Luxembourg to fight in this glorious war to defeat the German Reich. I'm not going to go over and deal with the Japanese in this run. It could be interesting to do a Luxembourgian world conquest sometime, so if you'd be interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. If you like today's content, please consider liking it, as well as subbing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'll be back with you guys soon with some more Hearts of Iron content. Anyways, I've been Greg the Gamer. You guys have an awesome day. Take care.